Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Gaming Works podcast from analogstickgaming.com. I, of course, am Jordan, one of the co-owners. Down the bottom there, we have Jeff, the founder himself. And in the middle, we have Scott from the Outer Haven, our good friend.
Howdy.
Who you would have seen more of recently, but I won't tell you why. And the reason we're doing this is because there's a little thing called fantasycritic.games, which is basically a fantasy draft league type thing where you can pick a set of games each and you earn or lose points based on their open critic score. So I will give you an example. If a game scores a 75 on open critic and you have chosen it as part of your team, that will make you 5 points.
All right, okay. I missed all that because I was too warm in my sweater.
So the example, Jeff, was that the scores are decided based on open critic average score. Okay. So if you choose a game and it then goes on to score, say, a 78 on open critic, that game will make your team 8 points. But if it only scores a 65, you'll actually get minus 5 points for that video game. So you're basically choosing the games that you think are going to review well, not necessarily the games that you want the most or anything like that.
Oh, we're not actually picking the Metacritic? Or the open critic? Like, we're not going like, oh, I'm expecting it to get a 72 or something?
No. So you don't guess what you think the score is going to be. You just pick based on what you think is going to score the highest.
Gave reviewers a good version of the game.
And then there's another aspect to it called counter picks, which you can see here, which is basically once everybody has drafted their games, and we do have our good friends Sean Garmer and Randy Isbelle, who are going to be part of this draft, but they unfortunately can't be on this episode. And basically, once everybody's drafted their first 6 games, each person then has to pick a game from somebody else's team that they either think isn't going to score well and will get minus points, or isn't going to release. Because if that game gets minus points for that other person and you have counterpicked it, it will actually give you the same amount of plus points. So let's say Scott picks, I don't know, let's say that last year Scott had counterpicked Mind's Eye. He would have actually got plus 13 points for counterpicking Mind's Eye, while I would have got minus 13 points.
Do you have to counterpick?
Yes, you do have to counterpick. And the counterpick gives an element of risk because obviously if you pick something that you think is going to score badly, but then it scores really well, that will actually lose you points as well.
Yeah,
so
what if you don't find a title within their list that you think is going to score low?
So you have to choose one from one of the other players' lists.
You just have to hope the one you choose then is not one that necessarily gets scored low, but just doesn't release at all. So you don't.
Because that's the other way you can go with it. Is if there's a game you think isn't going to release, that will then be 0 points, so it doesn't affect anybody. Right.
Yeah, so GTA 6 is an easy counterpick now.
Yeah, I mean we'll get to that shortly, I'm sure. But with that in mind, as I said, as we go through, we'll talk about our picks and why we're making them, because that's the point of this episode. But also, I will be here to clarify the rules if anybody needs help. I'm going to hide my screen momentarily, but I will bring it back up, because I'm going to start the draft and I will be making the first pick, which I believe I should be able to do.
Sounds rigged.
Is it going to let me start the draft? Let's find out, shall we?
Well, all it tells me is my manager has to set the draft.
2026. Yes, I don't want to set an auto draft. No, please allow me to start the draft. That would be nice.
It says not every player has a draft.
That's weird. Manually, right, confirm draft order. There we go. It's because it needed me to confirm the draft order before it would allow me to start the draft.
Just got to refresh the page, and then it lets you see it.
Warning, once the draft is started, you can no longer add or remove players. So I'm assuming everybody is prepared.
Clearly.
Here we go. And I'm up first. And while you can't see my pick because I'm hiding my screen right now, I will tell you that with this first pick, I'm taking a very big risk. But I'm also taking a risk that is guaranteed to score should it release.
If it releases. Oh,
Gee, I wonder what it could be.
It is GTA 6. So I'm going with GTA 6 up first. I will now share my screen so that we can watch along with other people's picks. So Sean is up second. And he actually did quite well in a fantasy league.
He said he can't listen. So does he even know it's his turn?
Yeah, he will do, because it will notify him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I can also just, or Scott, if you could ping him just to let him know.
Yeah.
But we have Sean up here. He did quite well last year in a little kind of private league that myself, Scott, and him had going. But Scott ultimately won because he knows about random JRPGs and other things.
I know which ones will score well.
Wish this thing had like a theater mode so I can still see chat, but it zooms in. I have to go full screen or not at all.
Yeah.
And then yes,
Hello Kitty.
once Sean picked, Scott will be up second. And we'll then have Jeff and then Randy. And this is one thing I didn't mention, actually. The person who picks last gets the first pick of the second round. So it goes in snake order, effectively. And each person in this draft will be drafting 6 games. And then at the end of the draft, I'll explain how the rest of the systems work. Sean is probably looking through the games right now.
Yeah.
Trying to decide what to pick. If I was to guess, I think I know what he'll go with. And I think it's a game that's coming out in February.
It hasn't updated yours.
You have to refresh.
There you go. He's done it now. There you go.
Oh, that's kind of dumb. You have to refresh.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 6. That was kind of second on the list for me. And now we have
if I knew to prepare, I would have. I think this is rigged.
Mine's probably the easiest first one for me.
Oh, God, that was also on my list. Now we have Jeff. Who's Jeff going to go with first?
I have no idea. It hasn't told me anything yet.
You have to refresh, and then
if you refresh, it will say draft.
You have to press draft.
This site is from fucking 1992.
Pretty much.
It is made by one guy, to be fair.
It's from the learning of 1992.
If you press draft game, it will then bring you up a list, and you can search different games if you want. DL like expansions are eligible, but the only non-eligible. Oh, there we go. Marvel's Wolverine from Jeff. That was a game that was also on my list, but it wasn't necessarily the highest in the world. And now Randy, who I don't personally know, but Scott knows Randy, and Sean is good friends with Randy. He's decided to join our league here because this is the Analog Stick Gaming and Friends League. Oh, Randy, why would you do that?
Yeah, I was thinking of that one as well too, but I think Wolverine's going to score higher.
So Randy went with Resident Evil Requiem, and I do think that's a guaranteed point scorer. for sure.
Yeah, it's coming out in like a month.
It's just
and it's basically been previewed to heck and back. So, there we go.
Oh, okay. Saros is Randy's second pick.
Yeah.
Now we're back to Jeff.
Okay, sorry. I thought I just heard some type of sound. I wasn't too sure. All right, draft game. Let's see here. Oh, wait. Oh, there's a page that. Okay.
I wonder what Jeff's thinking right now.
How does this list work?
Star Wars Galactic Racer. No.
Easy Star Wars points. No.
All right, let's go back to what page was that?
It's going to be interesting because I'm not actually sure where Jeff's mind will go with this. I didn't have him picking Wolverine first, so that's sort of thrown me off a bit.
Oh, that's just evil.
Scott knows. Scott knows.
This one's one more that I hope is
007 first light from Jeff as his second pick there, and then Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave from Scott. I shouldn't be too surprised.
Hopefully it's better than Engage.
Yeah. I mean,
isn't this from the Three Houses team? Fortune's Weave.
Mostly, yeah.
So,
but that doesn't always mean everything.
They honestly just need to channel Awakening and they'll be fine.
I mean, I think that's the irony is because, Engage was from their old Fire Emblem team, and Three Houses was with a new Fire Emblem team, and Three Houses was the one that did much better.
Sean took the pick that I really wanted.
I know he did. That was evil.
Oh, you...
Oh, the sound is somebody taking a thing. Okay.
Oh, the sound is, I hear that.
Why, Sean? Why? Why would
this is how many of Jordan's games can we take from him?
Oh God. Okay, give me a second because I need to hide my screen so that I can actually look at my list. So give me a moment, please.
No. You can just pick like us. Pick like us commoners from the list that's there.
We don't need a wish list.
I sort of prepared myself, and half of my list is gone already. So, you know. Okay, where do I go? Do I take another risk? Do I go for a guaranteed score? I'm going to go for something a bit different, but we know it is coming this year. And based on the previous iteration of this thing, I think it will score highly in reviews. And that is Ghost of Yotei Legends, the multiplayer expansion. Gotcha. And then we will bring the screen back up here.
It's still your turn, isn't it?
As I have to make another turn, but I now feel confident that I don't have to kind of think about it.
Everything's gone from the watch list, so it doesn't matter now.
So where do we go now? This is my watch list, just so people are aware. Okay, this went interesting.
Yeah.
Come on, you're down to review Dragon Quest. Go for it. Come on, pick it.
The hype factor.
I'm not certain that's gonna make it.
Yeah, that could get delayed.
Go for Phantom Blade Zero. That's a good 77 on Open Critic.
I mean, kind of, yeah, actually.
I'm gonna take a risk, but if this game's if this game grabs people the way I expect it to, based on what I played of it, I think it will be a highly scoring game, like a mid-80s game, and that is Crimson Desert.
That's a good one, actually. I mean, that's just hoping that it gets actually made this year.
I mean, the release date is March, so
Yeah,
I would hope so. I would hope so. And now we're back to Sean again, and he's probably going to take another one of my games.
Now we've all seen the watch list.
I mean, to be fair, the two games that Sean picked were the two others I had in mind for my number one pick. So,
I mean, to be fair, he did that to you last time too.
he did. He did. Obviously, it's a great minds think alike type of thing. So I have 3 picks left. Everybody else has 4 picks currently. What is Sean going to go with, I wonder?
There we go. Ah, that's a good one.
Oh, okay. Lego Batman. That's different. Different. I mean, the Lego games generally score quite well, so it makes sense to me. But let's see where Scott goes next.
There we go.
Ooh. That's not somewhere I expected Scott to go. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. I mean, it's a Marvel fighting game, so you'd expect that it will score well.
I mean, not just that, it's also done from Arc Systems, and it has a brand new like fighting capability system, so
Yeah, very true. Very true. Jeff is on the clock. He's looking and he's thinking, which one of Jordan's watch list games shall I take this time?
There's Pokemon Pocopia.
there is Pocopia, and that, as much as I'm sure that will probably do well, I also don't care for it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I mean, you're the Nintendo guy here, so the fact that you're saying that kind of says a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing I will say is in this draft process, if all of these games come out this year, it might like undisputedly be the best year ever for video games.
Has a lot of potential, especially if GTA 6 actually, decides to come out.
I'm still kind of half betting on the fact that they're just going to keep delaying GTA 6 forever, and then one day
Many
tell us
most
it's fake.
anticipated game awards can you win?
Set the
nice
record.
one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Sea of Sorrow.
I mean, the main game scored
Yeah.
like extremely good.
And from what we understand, this is cut content from the main game. So
So they
it's-
don't have to remake it.
So I imagine it's going to be rarely, like, quite substantial, to be honest.
I
And
mean,
now
probably
Randy
will
is
be.
on the clock again.
I never did check
Or
it out
maybe-
of this thing.
Maybe it will be.
Ooh, there we go.
Maybe it will come out in like 5 years and be a different game. Ooh,
Reanimal is a fun one that I do
Going
anticipate.
back
looking
up again.
forward
the-
to.
Okay.
Mina the Hollower and Reanimal from Randy.
Yeah, Mina
That's
Hollow.
like-
If Mina the Hollower comes out, it's probably going to be a safe bet. It's going to score well.
Well, it's make or break for that studio, right? That's what we've
Yeah.
heard recently. So,
Yeah,
which is a shame when you think about what they've actually made in the past.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if any of you like Shovel Knight, no.
Yeah.
Let's see. Unannounced mainline Half-Life game. Okay.
Half-Life 3, it's real.
I mean, I do think it's real. I'll say that. I do think it's real. I'm not convinced that it's coming this year, but
I'm convinced it will be a thing eventually.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those games that they've had like 4 different versions of
Yeah.
over the years. It's like we know that Alan Wake 2, for example, one of my favorite games ever, we know that the version that came out in the end was like the third version of the game because there was an Alan Wake 2 in development when Remedy was still working with Microsoft back in the day. So, games don't always come out in their original vision. Sometimes people have to wait a while. But where's Jeff gonna go here?
Yeah, I'm just trying to determine here because some of the release dates and stuff. Because I don't think I checked the release date for that.
It's supposed to be this year, so estimated
I don't think
2026.
it has an actual release date, but it is
what?
probably going to happen.
They haven't had a game released for a very long time.
Rockstar?
But the last game that they did release is still one of the most beloved entries in Uncharted. So we're going to do this.
I see.
Wow, okay. Amy Hennig.
I had that one for last time.
It's like Sony, I'm collecting all the Marvel stuff.
I mean, the game is real.
Yeah.
Whether it ever comes out, because I feel like Amy Hennig's
early of this year. So my guess is it probably gets released in the summer.
Yeah.
Beyond early 2026. Yeah.
What does it say for Hollow Knight?
For Hollow Knight, it just says estimated 2026.
All right. Well, you can counterpick that.
No, I'm not going to.
Can I counterpick my own stuff?
Oh, no, you cannot. No.
Yeah, I have to counterpick someone else's things.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 from Scott.
That's one I'm excited for, too.
I'm excited for it, too, but I don't see it scoring high. I just don't.
That's fair.
Fair. And then what do we have from Sean? Sean has a decent lineup so far. I think Batman is probably the weakest one in terms of overall score potential.
She'll feed you. 1 second.
But it's also the one game that's guaranteed to come out this year without question. So this year's crazy. This year really is crazy. Like GTA 6, Crimson Desert, Forza Horizon 6, Control Resonant, Lego Batman, all of Scott's weird.
And we're only doing 6 games.
So yeah, we pick 6 games each during the draft. But as you will see, we have 3 slots, and I will explain how they work for those of us who haven't done them afterwards. I will actually give a demonstration. Sean.
So what I could do is I could potentially give a game like a 10 out of 10 and raise the open critic. Is that what you're saying?
So,
if
unfortunately,
it's a game that's not reviewed very much, then maybe.
Unfortunately, we don't actually count to the top critic average yet on Open Critic, but we will soon. However, our friends at the Outer Haven, do, and I of course sometimes review games for the Outer Haven, so I might actually have an impact.
Should we pick Proud Nordics because they're spending all that time remaking it?
Unfortunately, it's not allowed for us to pick because it already came out in Japan last year.
Yes. Yeah. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined from Sean, another strong pick.
That's why Trails Beyond the Horizon's not on the list.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Otherwise, I would have picked that too.
Yeah, because the last one got like about 85 or something.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see where I go next, shall we? It's starting to get to the point now where I'm sort of like, do I take risks on games that could score really big but might not make it? Or do I play it safe? Let's have a look through the list here.
Pick Witchbrook. Go for it. That sounds like a 90. It sounds like a 92. Just imagine, like, the guy from Claire Obscure going, and Game of the Year is which?
And Game of the Year is...
This is Witchbrook's 14th nomination today and 17th win.
Oh.
Oh, you're putting all of it in. Okay.
I like how it's unannounced, but Ubisoft actually clarified what the official name is.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but it's because it hasn't had.
If it came out, we would call it this.
Yeah.
Just don't look at our history reports.
Right, and then another pick from me.
Ooh, it's rigged.
I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a franchise that isn't necessarily the highest scoring franchise in the world.
Don't do it.
But is a consistently good scorer. So I'm going to go with Yakuza Kiwami 3.
Oh, okay. Good.
So we're going for the high 70s. No.
I'm thinking more low 80s.
Hmm.
Low 80s. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Now we're back to Sean. Where is Sean gonna go? He's ooh,
there we go.
a game that was on my list, but lower down my estimation.
I can't read what it is. It's too small.
Replaced. It is Replaced, which does finally have a release date. For those who don't know, it's coming out in March, I believe. And now we're on Scott. What are you gonna pick, Scott? Where are you going today?
Here's hoping the indie scene's good.
There's a few indies. Oh, you. Vampire Crawlers, obviously the follow-up of sorts to Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
And given the success of that game, I think this is almost a guaranteed indie darling, right? So
yeah.
And now we're on Jeff again for his fifth pick. Keep in mind, you only have one pick after this. Oh, that's what I was going to go with next.
That was going to be the one I was going to select next too, so you're good.
Oh, God. And then Randy will be making his fifth and final pick because he gets two picks back to back here. So let's see who he goes with.
I was going to do that one.
Neo 3, solid pick.
Yep.
I kind of put that in the Yakuza series kind of bracket to me, where it's not necessarily going to be the highest scoring thing in the world, but it's probably guaranteed like 10 points.
Yeah.
There
it is.
That's a risk, I think. I mean, I know that
it's unique, but I think it's a better risk take than it could be.
Like, Pragmata is a better risk in the sense the game's definitely coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know
you just have to hope that it resonates well with some of the reviewers. It might not with some because of the puzzle elements.
Yeah, for sure. And there is a demo that you can play on Steam right now. And now we're on the final picks for everybody. So, Jeff, you are picking your final pick here, remember.
Danganronpa, select.
Danganronpa 2x2.
Do you know what the weirdest thing is? Usually there's always a really random game that is one of the highest scoring games of the year.
Yeah.
And it's because if a game only gets a small number of reviews, it's likely to have a much higher score.
Man, I wish this one had a 2026 release date because I'd pick it in a heartbeat.
But there
Bubsy
is
4D,
also,
let's go.
but there is also, of course, the element that we have to be mindful, and I don't think it's too much of a problem for any of our picks, but we do have to be mindful that if a game doesn't get enough reviews to actually have a top critic average on OpenCritic, it then doesn't score, even if it releases.
Yeah.
So you do have to keep that in mind.
Let's see here. I think I'm going to go. Oh, that one says or later.
Jeff's thinking about the release dates. He's trying to go with something a little bit more guaranteed by the sounds of it.
You know what? It has been getting really good previews. Let's do it.
What are you? Ooh, okay, that was kind of where my head was going next. Phantom Blade Zero.
Yeah.
I believe our good friend Keith Mitchell might have played or at least seen some of that game, and I think he was impressed. So,
Yeah.
now, Scott, where are you going? Are you taking us back to weird JRPG land?
You could consider it weird.
Romeo is dead.
I mean, Code Vein 2 is not that weird. And again, mentioning Keith Mitchell, he actually got a chance to have hands-on with it recently, and you can go and check out his preview at theouterhaven.net. And it got me excited for the game.
I mean, I would have
played
loved
the first game.
Preview.
I would love to have a hands-on. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll get back to my emails.
And now Sean with his final pick, and while he's doing that, I'm going to have a drink.
Don't fall in.
I feel like today's podcast is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
There we go. Oh, there's your next Bubsy.
Bubsy 4D.
So Super Meat Boy 3D from Sean as his final drafted pick. And now I need to think. Because I need to think carefully.
Oh, you got your watch list. Come on, just go by that.
Go back to the watch list. There's like one probably left, I'm sure.
There is on the first page. Risk guarantee. If I had a coin, I would flip it right now.
Coin Flipper Simulator 2026.
I'm going to take a risk because this is a game that I think, based on what I've seen so far, has potential to score very, very high. But it's also from a brand new studio. However, that brand new studio is made up of very, very experienced developers that have made some of people's favorite games over the years.
Yeah, but that's a coin flip if that actually means anything.
Mind's Eye just happened last year.
I am going to go with The Blood of Dawnwalker, which, if you don't know, is made by former Witcher 3 developers. So we'll go with that. And now we
get the counterpick phase.
In the counterpicking phase. And I, as I explained earlier, you are effectively picking a game off of somebody else's list that you think is going to score as low as possible.
And we picked the little red button.
I'm not sure what you have to click to do the counter pick. I think it will just say make counter pick.
It'll be the same, I think.
I see draft unit. Yeah. All right, so I have to counter.
Now it looks like we have the first counter pick.
Randy went with Marvel's 1943, Rise of Hydra.
How dare you? Amy Hennig has worked her ass off.
I'm guessing that I'm guessing that he's just betting on that game not even coming out this
Getting
year.
delayed again. No.
Yes, yeah. So who is Jeff going to counterpick? Because I do think it's tough this year, the counterpick situation, because there's so many games that if they come out are going to score highly. It's kind of like, where'd you go? Like, Super Meat Boy
that
3D.
was actually the one I was going to pick.
Super Meat Boy 3D from Jeff.
Well, I just saw that the projected points were only like 5.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's the safer bet to take. It's fair.
Is Scott going to take the risk of counterpicking GTA 6 and potentially destroying his chances of winning in the process? Or is he going to go somewhere else?
Yeah, as soon as we finish this, a news story goes live that it's been delayed until February.
All right, let's try this one.
Oh, that's brave, Scott, I think. That's brave. Ghost of Yotei Legends. That is brave. And now what is Sean going to counterpick, I wonder? Is he going to take the risk on GTA 6? Because obviously right now, slated for November the 19th, but that was delayed. That was delayed from May. Let's remember, and I do remind people this all the time, May was the first time that we actually had a full release date for the game. So it's only been delayed from a full release date once.
It's just been delayed internally a few times.
and if it sticks to that, that would actually make it the same trend as Red Dead Redemption 2. So, we'll see.
I like all the people going like, "Oh, if it's delayed again, people are just not going to care about Grand Theft Auto 6." I'm like, "Are you?"
They are. They absolutely are. Like,
you delayed that game 7 times.
It's like, do you remember Cyberpunk?
They could say the game's delayed for 3 years, and people would still care in 3 years' time.
It would still be most anticipated game for those 3 years.
Yeah. GTA is a different beast, and I think that.
And I have no interest in it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, I'll play it, but I mean, like, I don't know. Saints Row 2 so far has been better than any GTA.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, it'll probably do better than Mind's Eye, though.
Potentially. I think it has probably at least a dozen more sales.
At least a dozen.
As Sean thinks about his counterpick here, I'm going to start recapping people's lists. So I drafted GTA 6, Ghost of Yotei Legends, Crimson Desert, unannounced Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, which we know exists and is supposed to come this year. And I believe the rumor was it's actually supposed to come in March. We'll see if that holds true or not, but I do believe it will come out this year. And then obviously Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, and then I took the risk of The Blood of Dawnwalker. And then Sean picked Forza Horizon 6, Control Resonant, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, Replaced, which I do think will be a brilliant game, as much as it's been delayed several times. That's also a game that fell victim to the fact that it was developed in Ukraine, and therefore they've been dealing with much bigger problems, let's be quite honest. And Super Meat Boy 3D, which I think might be the riskiest pick of all. And then, Scott, since you're here, why don't you take us through your own picks?
Alrighty. My first pick was Trails in the Sky second chapter. Trails in the Sky first chapter did extremely well critically, and it also is a great way for a lot of the critics who skip Trails games to get into the Trails game series, and a lot of those that did really liked it. And the second chapter is basically seen as like one of the actual best Trails games in the entire series, based on its story and the characters it introduces. So I feel like that one is a very top contender
I have a question for you then, while we're here waiting for Sean, because Sean is technically working while we record this, and that's why maybe he hasn't made his pick right now. But Trails in the Sky second chapter, if you haven't played the first chapter, can you play second chapter? Because I know that you know your things.
Don't play second chapter unless you played first chapter. There is a lot that you need to understand.
and you would, of course, highly recommend first chapter, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave. I'm just really excited to see a Fire Emblem take place in like the Gladiator arenas. I think that's a great location for a Fire Emblem game. I'm hoping it does well. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, I actually did play it in some of the betas. I really enjoyed playing it. I do think the only issue with the game itself is it needs a bigger cast of playable characters. So hopefully they will have that when it actually releases this year. Monster Hunter Stories 3 comes out in like 2 months. So that's a safe bet. But also Monster Hunter Stories is a pretty good series.
So
3 looks like it did a lot with a new like graphical approach to the series, which a lot of the people who don't like the first 2 games are just kind of
and they got rid of that damn cat, so I mean that's already a good thing. So.
it will probably do better than the other Monster Hunter stories.
So I own the first 2 games now because I bought them on Steam recently as part of a massive sale, and I bought like the entire Monster Hunter franchise.
Yeah, they go on sale pretty frequently. So,
but I have not played them yet, so that's why this game isn't really on my radar. But maybe it should be.
This one seems like they are making it for a higher console too, which is probably going to help it a lot. The next game in the list is Vampire Crawlers. The devs for Vampire Survivors are just really solid. Ponkel has released Brickman already last year, and it did well. Vampire Survivors did extremely well during when it was released. There he goes.
The risk.
And then Code Vein 2 comes out in like 3 weeks.
Yes.
And if you like Code Vein 1, it's basically just a better Code Vein 1.
Yes. And to be fair, based on Keith Mitchell's preview that you can read on theouterhaven.net, I actually think that game is going to score very well. So who are we at now?
You're at you to choose your counter pick.
Counter pick Blood Dunwalker.
Can't do that.
That is the one he can't counter pick. Well, there's like 6 he can't counter pick. Sure, all his. You basically gotta take the roulette of who you think is gonna not release, because all these I think are gonna do pretty well.
Might score. Who I believe might score badly. I need to look at. I can't do that out of principle. There's kind of part of me that wants to, but I can't because I would have taken that game myself.
Yeah.
What do they say about this one? 12 projected points if it releases. 15. Jesus Christ.
Fire Emblem has a pretty good track record. Engage just kind of
okay, let's
is the outlier,
2.
honestly.
Let's go to page 2. Do I take the chance that Replace somehow gets delayed again for some reason? I'm going to take a very big chance on a game being basically terribly optimized at launch and therefore having bad reviews. And I'm going to go with Phantom Blade 0.
Okay.
That really could destroy me.
It could be very good.
Well, I mean, the previews were extremely good for performance.
Yes. Like I said, I'm kind of betting on bad
now we
optimization.
unlocked the bids.
Yes.
section of the draft.
So I will show an example. I won't actually make a bid, but I will show an example to explain how it works. As you can see on the side here, we all have a $100 virtual budget. Okay, we're not spending real money here. And over the course of the year, you can use this budget to bid on other games that people have not drafted to make those games join your lineup. And the idea of this is, obviously, at the moment, not every game that's coming out this year has actually been announced yet or even rumored. So there are games that are not even available to be picked right now that will come about later on. So to give you an example of how you do that, I won't make a bid currently, but you click on make a bid. You choose one of these games. So let's say Persona 4 Revival, right? And then you choose your bid amount. And yes, you can bid 0. But let's say that I bid 0 and then Scott comes on and he bids $10.
$1.
But then Jeff comes on and he bids 25. Jeff would actually win that game. So
well, now does Scott lose the 10?
No,
it's like an auction. Whoever wins.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was like those ones where it's like I bought a PS5 for $5. But
I hate those ones. No, like the penny auctions are terrible.
So you only lose your money if you win the bid, and you can bid 0. So if it's a game that you think nobody else will bid on, it might be worth bidding 0. To save your budget for something else.
But doesn't that mean that you could just pick a shit ton of games?
You have a cap.
So we're limited to a certain amount of spaces. So as you can see here, that's how many spaces we have. So we picked 6, and then I'm not going to count those right now, but that's how many we have. You can also, this is one very important part to mention, other than games that have been counterpicked by other people, those are locked in for your team. You can actually drop a game out of your team. So let's say that there's a game that, for some reason, you think that it's not going to release, right? And you can go on there and say, okay, I'm going to drop that out of my lineup. It doesn't cost you any points to do so. And it gives you a space back in your.
But if something has confirmed to not release, then the other person automatically gets points.
No, so it doesn't work like that. So I'll explain. I'll give you an example here. So if I go on to drop game, I can choose.
No, but let's say that Grand Theft Auto in a couple weeks gets delayed until February.
I cannot. So I can't drop that because it's been counterpicked. So even if I wanted to, I can't drop that anyway.
Okay.
So counterpicked games cannot be dropped regardless.
Okay.
The only thing to clarify is if a game gets confirmed as being delayed out of the year or not releasing, you can drop one game that is confirmed to be not releasing this year. And you can drop one other game that is not confirmed. So you could drop a game just because you think it's going to be bad all of a sudden. But you can also drop a game if it's confirmed as not coming out this year. So you actually have 2 drop opportunities, but you cannot drop any of the counterpicked games for any reason. So for example, Jeff, you are not able to drop Marvel, and you're not able to drop Phantom Blade 0. Randy doesn't have any counterpicked games, so he'll be fine. and surprisingly, Scott actually the same. But Sean has to keep Super Meat Boy 3D, and I have to keep GTA and Ghost of Yotei Legends, and I'm actually fine with both of those. Because if that comes out,
it's going to be big.
That's getting like high 80s minimum if it releases.
If it gets high 80s, everyone's going to hate it. No, this has to be 90 at this point.
I only play 10 out of 10 games because I'm a real gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we will do, hopefully at some point, maybe around halfway through the year, we'll organize a kind of catch-up episode here, and we'll get Randy on and we'll get Sean on as well, and we'll look at the current scores of everybody and the current lineups at that time. The only thing to clarify to people is that bids are processed, I believe, on a Saturday morning every week. So you bid for say that you bid for something today, you're not going to know till Saturday whether you have that game or not.
Yeah. If I bid like 2 minutes before the time goes, nobody has a chance.
So it's not quite like eBay, because you do. I think the bids have to be locked in at midnight the night before, so like midnight on Friday night.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's midnight East Coast time in America or something like that. There's somewhere on the site that it tells you that, so I'll clarify that at some point. But yeah, my strategy tends to be bid on a few games now that I'm confident are going to come out this year that nobody has drafted, and then kind of save the rest of my budget for games that haven't been announced yet.
Yeah, because you generally want to save for games that aren't announced.
Because let's be honest,
February Nintendo Direct, everybody. No,
like there's going to be a Nintendo Direct. There's going to be a PlayStation event at some point. We know that there is a Ubisoft board this year that's already been confirmed, so they're going to have a few things. We know that the Xbox Developer Direct is coming up, and sometimes they have surprises in there as well. So who knows? Who knows about that? You know, it's there's interesting times ahead, and I think that if we kind of all keep an eye on this, and then in maybe June or July we'll come back and do another episode, recap, kind of see where everyone's standing at the time.
Yeah, once the Summer Game Fest is over and there's a bunch more games slated for like September.
yeah. And then towards the end of the year, we will have another little kind of finalized episode, because by the middle of December, we should know who's won this thing. So there aren't that many games that normally release in December. But right now, based on projected points, as you can see, the system thinks Randy is going to be the winner. And that is because he has a very solid lineup that they think is going to score high. I'm assuming the reason mine is so low is because they're kind of betting on the fact that GTA doesn't come out.
Yeah, they probably are.
But yeah, based on projected points, we got Randy winning, Jeff in second, Scott third, Sean fourth, and me in fifth. But I'm not sure whether that's the way it will actually pan out.
Yeah,
that's actually the order of the list.
Yes. Yeah, which is interesting.
5, 4, 3 second. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, Randy must have picked a lot stronger than the rest of us for some reason. Like, his projected points are far higher.
I mean, the Hollowers doing a lot of work now.
I wonder, let's actually examine some of these games and see what the system projects.
I think most of it's actually from Requiem and Sorrows, because those are
so Requiem
really high up.
Is projected to be 18 points, which I can kind of see. That's a high 80s game based on what we're seeing of it. And that actually reminds me, there is one point that's worth mentioning. If a game scores over 90, any additional point above 90 that it scores is actually worth 2 points to the person whose team it's on. So 91 is actually worth 22 points instead of 21 points. It's interesting how they do that. What else have we got here? Saros is on 17 projected points. Is it just me? Or, like, I just have a feeling that Saros might not score as high as some people think.
As Returnal.
Just because I think there's a chance that people do play it and go, oh, this is just Returnal again.
Yeah.
Like, and that's, I'm not saying Returnal is bad, but how often do we see that happen recently where it's very like people don't want the same thing over and over again anymore, and people are starting to push back against that more and more often in the recent years. And I just wonder whether that will happen with Saros, but time will tell. It's obviously got a release date of April 30th, which we'll see if it actually hits that date. What about Mina the Hollower? Let's have a look. I'm going to look through all the projected points since we're here.
Since we're doing it.
13.2 if that game releases this year. Interestingly, 81% of players have picked this game in their draft.
Yeah,
so
I think it shows up pretty high up on the first list.
And I mean, I get it, because from a developer of such quality and from a game that's been waited for many years at this point, it's, you kind of, there is that hype factor, as they put here, like hype factor is a thing and it does make a difference.
Yeah.
Even if we don't, it even makes a difference for us reviewers. Like, just ask Scott when he gets 100-hour JRPG. He disappears for a week. No one hears from him. And he's living in dreamland. Reanimal is, of course, the new game from the Little Nightmares 1 and 2 developers, which I always find weird because they didn't develop Little Nightmares 3 to develop this game because they apparently wanted to do something different, but Reanimal doesn't actually look that different to a Little Nightmares game. So,
it's just a different Little Nightmares game.
Neo 3,
I actually
Neo 3 I actually think is a really solid choice because it is one of those franchises and one of those styles of games that it's going to score well. Like, the projected points are 15 here. If it gets less than, say, like 12 points, I would actually be shocked. So, we'll see. Pragmata, I still think is Randy's biggest risk. Like, the projected points is 15.5, and that publish rate is crazy. 93.5% of players have chosen Pragmata. I'm assuming that's because this is one of the few games that the public has actually got their hands on.
Yeah, and the demo, I think, helped a lot.
And therefore, it's easier to judge something when you've actually had hands on it yourself, right? And that's one advantage we have, is some of these games we have had hands on ourselves. So, it makes it a bit easier. Let's look at Jeff's projected points here. Wolverine, I imagine, will be the highest, 16.3, with a very high publication rate again. The question is, this is my biggest thing, this is why I didn't pick Wolverine first, is does it actually make this year?
Yeah.
Like with them saying fall 2026, and I believe in Insomniac, and they haven't had a game for a while now. But
I don't think they would have shown it off in the way that they did if they weren't absolutely convinced it was this year.
I can understand that. But I also think that sometimes teams can be convinced and things can go wrong. Like, sometimes things just happen. And, is like in the past, we've heard about, we make jokes about it, but like games moving out of GTA 6's way, right? Like, we know that there are games that specifically delayed themselves because of GTA 6. The same thing back in the day happened, like God of War and Red Dead ended up releasing in the same year. but we know that God of War delayed itself because they wanted to avoid Red Dead, and then Red Dead got delayed anyway. So you never know what's going to happen. But I do agree with you that they probably wouldn't have shown it if they weren't confident, and I believe in Insomniac. But there's also that part of me of, if you were that confident, why not put an actual date on it? You know, why not? Why, like, to me, if you haven't put a full date on it, that means there's at least that one element of doubt in your mind. And I wonder whether that element of doubt for them isn't necessarily doubt about their own game, but it's more, if GTA 6 comes out, we're delaying this. So, do you know what I mean? Like, it strikes me as that kind of thing. Now let's have a look at 007 First Light. That doesn't surprise me. I mean,
Yeah.
Scott, maybe you can look it up, Scott, but what did Hitman 3 score on OpenCritic? Because I think people have forgotten, or like, I think a lot of people have forgotten that 007 First Light is being made by IO, who made the Hitman games.
Hitman 3 got an 85 on OpenCritic.
Yeah, so you would effectively, they're essentially thinking that 007's going to score around the same. And I think that based on what we've seen so far, assuming that the story is at least okay and serviceable,
yeah,
I would assume that the score will be around the same, because the gameplay seems like an improved version of what they do in Hitman. So
pretty much.
Time will tell. Time will tell with that. Hollow Knight Silksong we looked at earlier. 12 projected points, 12.2. What about Marvel? This one's interesting. 1.2 projected points. And I'm assuming that's because they're estimating that it doesn't actually come out.
They're expecting a lot of the people who probably are playing it this year might have tried picking it last year.
Yeah.
And had it probably cost them some points.
And also the hype factor is probably, and actually it's not even 1.2, it's minus 1.2, which is interesting.
Sweet.
They don't expect it to make it past the 70. Jeez.
Like, it's Amy Hennig. I totally
I agree with you,
I
Jeff.
100% agree with that.
Like, as long as the game actually releases and she isn't screwed over again, we know that she can make great video games.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question about that. So, what about Onimusha? Because I am excited for this one.
I'm excited for this one too.
11.8, so basically 12 points estimated for Onimusha.
Yeah.
I actually think it has potential to be higher than that. I think it's one of those games that could score higher, although people that I know who've had hands-on do have some concerns over the fact that they think people might be disappointed in this game because it presents as a Souls-like when it's not actually a Souls-like.
Oh, it's an Onimusha game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting
like
hit
an
off
Onimusha
camera
game.
by projectiles and.
I really hope that we get that release date soon. I will say, I hope that we hear about the release date soon. Although I'm expecting this to be a second half of the year game. I don't know about anybody else.
Well, yeah, they're not going to put it in the first half. You already got Pragmata and Resident Evil.
No, they have too much.
And Monster Hunter.
My thing was, would they try and squeeze it in the first half to avoid your next game, which is Phantom Blade Zero? Would they try? Because yes, they're not exactly the same, but there is that comparative DNA there. And I wonder whether they would try and avoid that kind of early fallish type of window.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see.
The end of spring.
Yeah. 13.8 for Phantom Blade Zero. Wow.
That one has
Wow.
quite a bit of hype.
It does. It does. Now we're going to go in reverse for Scott's games because Code Vein 2 is one of the first major releases of the year. So I'm keen to see what they think.
What are you
it's
talking
going
about?
to
It's a
get.
game coming out mid-January.
I know. That's why I said one of the first. One of the first.
You got
They
Beyond the
own-
Horizon coming up.
They only project 4.1 points
I'm
for Code Vein 2.
surprised that they think it's only
That
going to be
is.
early, a very
They're
small
projecting
70.
a mid 70s for this
Yeah.
game. What did the first game score, Scott? Do you have any idea?
I can go look that up.
Because that shocks me. That seems incredibly low.
Oh, the first game scored a 74.
Oh wow!
So that might be why they're expecting it to be a 74 again.
So they're basically assuming it will score about the same as the first game. Interesting.
Which, I mean, it can make sense, because I know there's some people who don't like the anime art style with the Souls-like type of combat.
Quite frankly, though, I think if a game's good, a game's good. Ultimately, an art style makes a difference, but at least for me, an art style is never make or break.
Yeah.
But unless the game is focused on being art, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If the art is point of the game, then yeah, but Code Vein 2 looks good to me. I wouldn't be shocked if it scores much higher than 4 points. You know, I could see this being a sort of 8 to 10 point game. We'll find out fairly soon. What about Vampire Crawlers then? Ooh, 9 points for that one. Solid score, they think.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me, really, because obviously Vampire Survivors was very popular, but this is a different style of game.
Yeah.
And I think it won't connect with everybody that liked Vampire Survivors.
No.
I think it will connect with a lot of people that did, but not everyone. So it's going to be interesting to see. I am interested to see whether it actually makes it out this year or not, because sometimes indie games suffer really big delays because they obviously don't have the team size to kind of recover from any issues during development.
Yeah.
But I do have my fingers crossed for them.
How long until we get like zombie crawlers and robot crawlers?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
until we get all the copy pastes.
Or maybe they just become
Fire Emblem crawlers.
Maybe they just become like another weird version of Fortnite where they get crossovers with other things. Who knows? But Monster Hunter Stories 3. Oh, another solid 9 points, almost 10 points expected for that one.
I could see that be like 80.
Yeah. I mean, the Monster Hunter franchise generally scores reasonably well, right? Like I don't think any of them have scored very, very low. Like, maybe I'm wrong about that, but the impression I get is that even the weaker games in the Monster Hunter franchise,
but this is
still
the stories. This doesn't play like the other ones, so they're
no. I know. I understand that.
No, even the lowest Monster Hunter Stories is a 79. So
yeah. So that makes sense to me. Basically 10 points there. Marvel, I'm assuming, will be high. Let's have a look. 12.3. Yeah. Seems.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel carries so much weight, right? Like, I feel like it's weird, but I feel like you could make a Marvel game of any style, and it's almost a guaranteed hit just because it's a Marvel thing. And that's doing these games a disservice. But I also think there's an element of truth there. Like,
it's got a good studio behind it, but right now it just needs a roster. I mean, the roster is fine. I don't think it's a standout.
Make a Marvel ping pong game. I'll play Marvel ping pong. Like that Rockstar ping pong game back in the day. Table tennis. Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave. Is it gonna... Ooh, maybe it will score you a fortune. 15.1 points. Wow.
Yeah,
And then
it has a lot of potential, I think.
and then
for Fire
Scott,
Emblem.
and then what I assume will be Scott's game of the year this year, but that's just massive assumption on my part. 10 points for second chapter. Interesting.
Man, they're gonna have 3 games released in like a year and a half.
I mean, and Scott was telling me the other day that they're not actually that big of a team, so how they've managed to do this stuff, I have no idea.
Well, I mean, if you take a look at some of them, it's just like, hey, we're going to revisit the same 5 towns for the first 70 hours.
That's
so they don't
yeah,
have to build like a new...
Which
Super
I think
Meat
second
Boy
chapter
3D.
is also revisiting a lot of what first chapter did. So
That's fair. 5.3 points for Super Meat Boy 3D. Interesting. I mean, again, I think that's probably lower because they're maybe just assuming that it won't come out. Because, let's be honest, Super Meat Boy is beloved, and any version of that game is going to score well if it releases.
I mean, look how good Bubsy did going in the 3D.
True. Replaced a game that I genuinely cannot wait to play. And they're estimating 8.3 points for that one. Seems about right to me. Like, high 70s is kind of that safe area where as long as a game is good, it usually scores high 70s. So, we'll see. What about Dragon Quest? What about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined? It's a game that many people are very excited for, including Scott himself, I'm sure.
yes.
And they're estimating 13.5 points for that one. So, yeah, I would say, and not very many people have counterpicked it, which means people obviously think it's going to score high.
Yeah. Well, I think they're just expecting it to be released.
True.
Even if it doesn't score that high with a Dragon Quest title, it probably will still be above a 70.
And Scott, am I not right in saying that at time of recording, there was a demo released today?
Yes, a demo was released. So you can play it on any platform it's coming to.
Interesting. And of course, the release is not that far away, being only the 5th of February.
Like a month away.
So yeah, play that demo, see what you think. Maybe pre-order the game. Who knows? But now we're on to Lego Batman, which I actually do. I'm not a huge Lego game fan. I think this one looks good.
This one is gonna be probably the best Lego Batman game.
Yeah. Estimated 14.2 points for this one. Obviously coming May 29th. Yeah. I think it's a solid pick. Like Lego games, Lego being Lego, they're going to score well because they are what they are and people know what they are at this point and accept them for what they are. And once you're accepted for what you are, you're kind of guaranteed to score points because the only people that are going to review you are people that already want to play you at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Control Resonant. Here we go. What do they think of this one?
Hey,
one of the higher.
Solid
16. 16. I mean, to be fair, Alan Wake 2 was one of the highest scoring games the year they released, which is obviously the last real Remedy game. Let's not talk about that multiplayer game that they tried. I mean, I appreciate that they tried something different, but even by their standards, from my understanding, that was a smaller team that kind of went off and did a side project just to kind of try different things.
I think Control 2 here will score a little higher just because maybe the map works this time. So.
Oh, yes, that's right. If people don't know, Jeff played that game and the entire time the map did not work for him.
No.
So, yeah, that definitely affected his review score.
That would make sense.
But and then we have Forza Horizon 6, which obviously is taking the franchise to Japan for the first time. which people have wanted for a very long time. I actually think projected points of 15.8 is low here. Given this franchise and its scoring history, I think that's on the safe side of projection of score.
Just gotta hope Microsoft doesn't mess it up.
And to be fair, I will say that there's a different game director on this one. There's a different lead audio person on this one. And there's a couple of other different lead developers on this one, because lots of the lead developers left after the previous game to make their own studio and do their own thing. But from what I understand, the people leading this game are all people that have all worked on the previous games.
Yeah,
so
it's a Halo situation.
So you would assume they know what they're doing. And this is one of the most consistently high-scoring franchises in the history of gaming. Like haven't the last 3 games all had 90 or something? Like it's incredible what they've scored, and there was that argument 4 years ago that Forza Horizon 5 arguably should have been Game of the Year back then. And it was actually the highest rated game that year, I believe. I do think a projected points of only 15, suggesting it will score 85, is a little bit low, in my opinion. I think that we could probably see this get 18 points plus. But who knows? We'll find out soon enough.
Suggest a correction and say it's too low.
I mean, we could do that just for a laugh, but now
your projections suck. No.
Now we're on to my games. Blood of the Dawnwalker, as I said, by a new studio, Rebel Wolves, published by Bandai Namco. This studio is being led primarily by former Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 developers. And from what I understand, most of those developers were in leading situations over there, so they're very experienced. And from what we've seen of gameplay of this game, it looks very Witcher-like. So if they can nail that but more optimized, I think that we might be in for a high-scoring game here. But let's see what the system thinks. They're being conservative with the 6 points there.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to score high.
You don't?
No.
Interesting. Any particular reason for that, Jeff?
Well, I mean, you can put as many talented people as you want on a game, but when it's a new IP, most people don't even pay attention to that. I don't think this game's on the radar of many people. But yeah, no, I mean, it should be fine, but I just don't think it's on many people's radar.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that might help it though, because it might mean that less people review it. And then it potentially has a chance of getting a higher average score because of having less reviews. Of course, Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties coming up very soon in February with projected points of 10. 80, that seems again slightly low to me. I feel like the Yakuza franchise, not all the time, but a majority of the time, scores higher than 80. But perhaps I'm wrong about that. Who knows? And this is a remake of one of the more divisive games in the history of the franchise. So we'll see how it goes. But for me, as someone that never actually fully finished the original Yakuza 3, I'm very excited for this game, and I'm glad it's coming earlier in the year before we get into the real madness of 2026, because it's going to be a mad time.
Winter 2026 is going to be a crazy house.
This one is going to be interesting. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. We know it's coming at some point. We know it exists. It's been at one of the ratings boards and they leaked it. I think the initial report was that it was supposed to come out this financial year, which suggests by the end of March. But you never know. Like Ubisoft at this point kind of just do random stuff sometimes, and they might decide to bring it out in June or something. It's
You're like, oh, just got an email from my Ubisoft contact. Oh, we're delaying it for the lulz.
Okay. So projected points of 2.8. I'm assuming the only reason for that is because it isn't currently officially announced. If this game comes out, and I don't think Open Critic existed when the original Black Flag came out, but Scott, can you check what Black Flag scored on Metacritic for me, please?
Yeah.
Because I don't actually remember how Black Flag scored, but I remember it being one of the more beloved games.
Okay, so Metacritic has it as an 88.
Wow. Okay, so it was one of the higher rated Assassin's Creed games.
Yep.
Yeah, they got rid of all that future bullshit.
And yeah, I mean, let's be honest, they're remaking arguably the most beloved game in the entire franchise. That there's a reason they've chosen this as the first remake for the franchise.
Yeah.
And so I think that assuming it does come out this year, which from everything we know it's supposed to, there's no way that it only scores 2 points. Like,
what are the odds of Black Flag DLC and Skull and Bones?
0.
Come on.
I just don't expect Skull and Bones to get too much support, honestly.
What are the odds that as part of this remake, they've made a multiplayer mode in Black Flag?
That's hilarious.
That's gonna
Buy
be
the
better
gold
than
edition of Skull and Bones and get the Black Flag remake for free.
And do you know what? I say that half jokingly. We do know that they were planning multiplayer for Assassin's Creed Shadows at one point. And we know they were working on it. So obviously multiplayer is in the minds of the studios over at Ubisoft. You have to wonder. That would be hilarious. But Skull and Bones is secretly Jeff's favorite game.
That's surprising.
Now, Crimson Desert, as I said before, I've previewed it. I think our friend Keith also got hands-on with the game when you guys went to Summer Games Fest, right, Scott?
Yeah, and I got hands-on too.
We have banter appearing on the podcast. But Scott, given that you got hands-on as well,
yeah,
what do you think of what you were able to play of Crimson Desert? And do you agree with me that if this game lives up to the potential of what we're kind of seeing so far, it could score very highly? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how Crimson Desert does, because, I mean, I got a little snippet of the war scene, basically, and I really loved how they handled the wars in the game. So yeah, I'm really hoping that there's more than just one war that you get to partake in.
Yeah. I mean, this game's been in development for a long time. Of course, it is technically a spin-off of Black Desert Online, and it's the studio's first real single-player open-world RPG game. Yeah. So it's going to be quite interesting to see. But what I would say, based on my preview, and you can go back to theouterhaven.net and read it, is the fighting system and the combat in this game feels more like a fighting game than an open-world RPG. And that's one of the things that makes it really unique, I think. And it's either going to make people love or hate the game.
Yeah, that is the problem. Is there might be some people expecting more traditional combat sense, but this one has a lot of
elbow
variety.
Drop an ogre.
You actually can elbow drop an ogre.
That.
Yes.
My favorite thing is elbow dropping, then lightning, like spamming, and then rolling away, so that you just electrocuted like the entire people there, and you're just like, I'm good.
And also the other thing. So while we're on the subject of Crimson Desert, the other thing I love is you get all these different powers.
Yeah.
And you can use these powers not only in combat, but in other ways in the game. Like, there are things that you can use for traversal that can also be used in combat. There are powers you can chain together to do different things. Like,
it has a very
game-
complex physics system, but it's really fun to try to see what you can do with it.
Yeah. And this game, do you guys remember that game The Day Before, which was like so hyped up and ended up being really fake, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Crimson
Hideo
Desert.
Kojima's favorite game.
Crimson Desert feels like a game that should be fake, but is actually real. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like if none of us had actually played this game, we would be sat here wondering whether it's really real or not, because it's trying to do so many things.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy, and I really
apparently
do.
Each chapter has a lot of differences with what you're doing, because there's like stealth chapters, there's wartime chapters, there's like battle royale boss rush chapters.
Yeah. So I do, I hope the best for them, and it's going to be interesting to see when March comes. I think they've got a good release date, being in March, early in the year, again, before the madness. I think that will probably, help them a bit. But yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty confident that it will get at least that 9 points, assuming that it's well optimized.
That is going to be the problem, honestly, is how well optimized it can be with all the systems it has in place.
Yeah. But of course, is a brand new game engine as well, right? So is it in-house game engine, and as part of my preview, which was a little bit more focused than Summer Games Fest stuff, I actually got to see some back-end engine things. And what their engine does has potential to change the way that open worlds are designed.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how well optimized that engine can be, because I could see it potentially being more successful than the game itself if the engine's good, because I can see other studios trying to use it. if that's the case, but time will tell. And then we have Ghost of Yotei Legends, obviously multiplayer expansion to Ghost of Yotei. I won't speak much about Ghost of Yotei. You all know my story by now. I have played the game. I'm supposed to have a collector's edition. I still don't have the collector's edition. So yes,
still coming.
So yeah, but 3.3 points kind of feels low for me on that one, because the Ghost of Tsushima Legends did really, really well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the only reason for this is maybe they're thinking it might not get enough reviews to score, because not everybody's going to have time to review
on the hype
an expansion.
The hype of the base game's kind of gone already, so.
That's true.
And
That's
it doesn't help that PlayStation doesn't like giving people early access to stuff.
Yes, tell me about it. I've tried. I have tried. And
or
then,
selling collector's editions at all.
Of course. Yeah, they also no longer like adding discs to their collector's editions.
And then, of course, we have GTA. And I want to end on a little fun thing here with GTA. And I want us to assume that it releases, or at least when it releases. I want us to predict what we think the game will score.
I think he'll score higher than an 86.
I agree with that. I'm going to press you for an actual number, Scott. What do you think?
Let's go for a 92.
Okay. And Jeff, what about you? What do you think GTA 6 will score?
6-7. Let's see here. Yeah, I was thinking like 81.5.
81. I actually can't remember what GTA 5 scored. Like,
Oh wait, sorry. You were saying I was thinking way lower. No, because I thought you said 82, but you said 92.
It scored a 92, actually. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna say 89.
Okay, I will somewhat split the difference and go for 90.
90.75.
I'll go for a 90 because I do think that because of the level of hype for this game, I think there is that small risk that in some aspects it will let people down, and I think that could impact the score it gets. But I do think it's a small risk. I think in reality, most people that play this and review it are going to be so wrapped up in the hype, because let's face it,
Lay down.
Rockstar sent you an email saying, "Hey, here's a review key for Grand Theft Auto 6."
let's face it, it's not just that, but most people that review this game are going to be playing it at the same time as the rest of the world, because review access is going to be very limited. And with that being the case, I think that people get wrapped up in the zeitgeist, right? Like, they get wrapped up in the moment, they get wrapped up in the hype. And yes, we are reviewers, and it's our job to kind of try and take a little bit more of an objective look on video games to a certain degree. But we're also human beings, and sometimes we get wrapped up in the hype as well, right, Scott? Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like, for Scott, a JRPG comes out, and like I said, he wishes that he didn't have to ever sleep or eat, or like, if this man could, he would play JRPGs all day, every day.
Probably.
Like, if Square Enix, if you want to pay him to just play JRPGs all day, every day for the rest of his life, he probably would do that. So
I would more than happily take that offer.
But there you have it. This has been the Analog Stick Gaming and Friends Fantasy Critic League draft. We will check back in sometime during the summer. I'm sure that we're going to be bidding for games over the next few days. I expect that many of us will have more than 6 games. And like I said, we'll check back in, we'll see who's scored what, and whether these projected points actually have any truth to them. But for now, thank you for joining us on this very special episode, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
Yeah.